Hey, what's up, YouTubers? Luce here once again. Today it's raining outside, so I decided to do a video indoors. And today it's going to be a motivating video on gun lubes and solvents. I know, exciting, right? So just to give you a little background information on myself, I have about 24 years of combined law enforcement and military experience. About 12 years of that I spent in some type of firearms instructor position. In the Marine Corps, I was an 8531 primary marksmanship instructor. With law enforcement, I'm a firearms instructor on several different weapon systems. I've been doing that for about 8-9 years now. So one of the things I've seen over the years is people that they don't clean their guns properly. Sometimes they use the wrong stuff. I'm not going to tell you guys how to clean guns. This is more about the lubes and solvents themselves. All right. So people tend to use the wrong products to clean and lube guns. All right. There's a difference. So starting on my right, we have Mil-Tec. All right, it's a really good lube. So from here, it's going from lubes to all-in-ones, quasi-lubes, to solvents, all the way to just purely solvents and degreasers. All right. So we'll start off with Mil-Tec. All right, Mil-Tec. This is pretty much right here is pretty much synthetic motor oil. All right, it's really good stuff. They actually use Mil-Tec in race engines. Okay, it's really good stuff. It's an excellent lube. It doesn't really have really good cleaning properties, but it's a really good lube, and it protects, preserves metal. All right, you can really get into the microscopic cracks and stuff. It's an excellent lube. It flows at all different temperatures. It resists heat, and that's one of the best things you can have in a lube is heat-resistant qualities. All right, so remember that. All right, Mil-Tec is good stuff. But like I said, if you're going to use it just for cleaning or for cleaning and lubing, the cleaning part, you're going to have to use a lot more elbow grease. Okay. Then moving on, we have world famous C.L.P. All right. Me personally, that's what I use in all my guns when I clean. All right. That's what I use in the Marine Corps, and it's not the best. C.L.P. is actually a compromise. It cleans, lubes, and preserves metal. All right. It doesn't do any of those excellent, but it does it good enough. All right, there's different brands of C.L.P. You have Radco Lube here, Break Free. I think Break Free might be owned by Safariland. I'm not sure. Some of you guys out there might know. But again, C.L.P. was a compromise. All right. There are a lot of you guys out there that are probably thinking, "Oh, this guy's crazy. C.L.P. is the worst." Well, C.L.P. worked for me in the Marine Corps. That's all I use on my personal guns and also on my duty guns with police department. All right. So I love C.L.P. C.L.P. does a pretty decent job of resisting heat. All right. As far as a cleaner, it's not very good at cleaning. Okay. So if any of you guys out there are Marine Corps 2111 or 2112 precision armors, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. I remember in the Marine Corps, specifically, when I was in boot camp, Parasine, and also Weapons Training Battalion Quantico. And I believe even at Lejeune's Weapons Training Battalion, the C.L.P. there was a little different than commercial C.L.P. It had like a kind of like a sweet smell to it, and I'm convinced that they probably mixed it with some kind of solvent, whether it's like Hops number 9 or Shooter's Choice. But it also felt a little bit different. It felt really slippery, kind of like glistened in the light. So that was some special C.L.P. But any of you guys out there that have the answer to that, I'd like to hear your comments. So please post away. All right. So moving on here, we have Rem Oil. All right, Rem Oil is good stuff. It is it's oil with Teflon lubricant. It actually does a really good job of cleaning. It does do a good job of lubing. However, in my experience, I noticed that this stuff cooks off pretty quick. So initially, when you start firing your weapon, it's a really good lube. But if you fire more and more rounds, it starts your weapon starts getting hot. This stuff cooks away, and you got to keep reapplying it. All right. So one thing I don't know if you know about Teflon, when Teflon heats up, I'm talking about, it starts burning off. It starts to release gases, like cancer-causing gases and fumes. So I don't use Rem Oil too much. If you're on a gun range and your weapons go down, in a pinch, you can use Rem Oil, spray away, and then afterwards clean your gun, obviously. All right. Moving on, PB Blaster. PB Blaster is an excellent oil. It's an excellent penetrating oil. It breaks away rusted bolts, frozen bolts and screws and all that good stuff. It's not really a cleaner, so all it does is just pretty much lubes and protects. It does prevent rust. It does not resist heat very well, though. All right, it actually cooks off really quick. So obviously, I don't even use this on my guns. All right, so this is mainly for tools, rusted stuff like that. Pyroil, all right. I think I'm saying it right. It's another penetrating oil, similar to PB Blaster. It's good stuff for preventing rust, stuff like that. And it says right here it's excellent for protecting and cleaning typewriters, hinges, clocks, guns, appliances, tools, farm machinery, and stuff like that. It penetrates, loosens, lubricates. All right. So I don't think it's really good at cleaning guns. I've never used it on cleaning guns, but I doubt that it would actually do a good job of cleaning because it's not a solvent; it's an oil. All right. Now, right here, WD-40. I love WD-40. All right. I use it on some of my tools. I use it on rusted bolts and stuff. WD-40 is a water displacer. All right. It's more of a solvent than it is a lubricant. All right. I will not use this on my guns. All right. In a pinch, if that's all I have, if I'm out on the range, a gun goes down because it's really dirty, dry, whatever. If it's seized up, sometimes, yeah, okay, you can use it in a pinch. It might clean it up a little bit. But remember, WD-40 is more of a solvent than a lubricant. It evaporates very quickly, and it leaves a almost like a film, a sticky film on the metal surfaces. And WD-40 is very. I think the ingredients in here is almost like a kerosene base. So there's more solvent than lubricant. So it's not a very good lubricant. All right. So when this stuff when it gets hot, the solvent tends to evaporate off. It does have a little slight lubricating attribute on it, but in my experience, I can tell when someone cleaned their gun with WD-40, like if they used it excessively. So you can use WD-40 to clean guns, all right? But if you do it improperly, if you keep spraying down your gun and not wiping it away, then you're going to create all kinds of problems. WD-40 is going to attract a lot of like dirt, debris, carbon. Especially when it dries, it turns into almost like a shellac. So if you go crazy with this stuff and just put a whole bunch of this stuff on your guns and don't wipe it off, and then follow it up with a real lubricant, you're going to have problems. So I don't recommend using WD-40 on cleaning guns unless that's all you have, and then you can remedy the problem later on. All right. Now here I'll talk about hops and shooter's choice together. They're both solvents. Now solvents really are only supposed to be used to clean the barrels and bores of guns. Okay. People, they want to use this on all the gun parts. It's basically designed to remove carbon fouling, lead fouling, any type of buildup. It's a really, really good cleaner. Okay. It really makes it easier for you to clean using the brushes, chamber brushes, AP brushes. AP brushes is what the military calls all-purpose brushes. It's a green, olive drab brush. Looks like a toothbrush kind of. All right, but you use this, with the shooter's choice and other solvents and whatever, and it does a really good job of taking off lead buildup and carbon stuff like that. All right, now I don't use solvents on any of my guns. All right, when you use a solvent on the gun, you're supposed to actually remove it. You're supposed to take a clean cloth, rub it off, and then follow it up with some type of lube. Okay. Now, shooter's choice, hops, they also make their own oils too. So, I mean, specifically says on the directions on hops that if you use this to clean it, to go ahead and use an oil afterwards. All right. A lot of people don't do that. They think that this is like all you gotta do is just dunk your parts in this, and then it cleans and lubes. It doesn't. All it is just a cleaner. Okay. All right. So right here you have gun scrubber. All right. Gun scrubber is very harsh. I think it's very corrosive. It actually irritates my skin when it gets on my skin, so I don't like using gun scrubber. But it does an excellent job, along with like shooter's choice and hops, to clean carbon buildup, lead fouling, or any other buildup that's inside your guns. All right. This doesn't say specifically it's just for barrels, bores, but I would probably only use this down your barrel. All right. All right. Now moving on here, you have SuperTech carburetor cleaner. So carburetor cleaner, yeah, it's designed to clean carburetors. Okay. Now I'm not gonna lie. When I was in boot camp Paris Island, when we had our final inspection, our guns were cleaned with carburetor cleaner. It wasn't this brand, I don't know what brand it was, but we all went into our showers and we hosed down. Those guys that are in the Marine Corps boot camp, you guys remember this? We hosed down our rifles with carburetor cleaner. Even though we were specifically taught to never ever use anything on our rifles, on our weapons, except for C.L.P. All right, but carburetor cleaner, it's an excellent cleaner of carbon. I mean, that's what it's designed to do. I mean, but then again, it strips that gun of everything. It strips off any CLP or oils that you have in there that lubes and protects. All right. It also helps take off the finish. So those of you guys that were in the Marines, probably in the Army too, you remember that the rifles used in basic training, a lot of the parkerization was worn off and your barrels look shiny. All right. It's not supposed to look like that. It's supposed to be parkerized. But yeah, CLP won't do that, but carburetor cleaners will. All right. And this right here is an engine degreaser. Again, I wouldn't use this to clean any of my guns, because all it's going to do is really take off a lot of the lube, the oil that you already have in there. It is a pretty good solvent, pretty good cleaner. All right, but again, you're also taking off the oil. All right. So what does all this mean? All right. So basically, what people are, they're getting these, they think that solvents and lubes are interchangeable. All right, they're not. So CLP, I talk about CLP. I love CLP. A lot of you guys out there that, you know, they're going to think that, I'm telling you, you're going to be out there thinking, no, this guy's crazy. No one likes CLP. Well, in my experience in the Marine Corps, and with my personally owned guns, CLP, it's not going to harm your gun. All right, it cleans, lubes, preserves, or protects, however you want to call it, say it. It actually has the ability to get into microscopic cracks, striations in your gun parts. Same with Mil-Tec. All right, but yeah. So as far as cleaning my guns, CLP, and yeah, I'll use Mil-Tec as a really good lube. But CLP is what I always use. All right. Now, if you guys know, if you find some product that says that, oh, it's all in one, it does everything excellent, chances are it's not going to. The closest thing to it is CLP, though. All right. Now, the military went to CLP purely for logistical reasons. Okay. Back in the, I believe CLP was created in the 1970s during the Cold War, after Vietnam, maybe during Vietnam, in the Vietnam War. But the military logistics, like the supply chains, they like to keep things simple as possible. So they used to use LSA on their rifles and machine guns, and LSA was just it was a kind of like a liquid grease. It was a really good lube. It actually did a really good job. And they switched over to CLP to simplify logistics, because CLP is, you know, all in one, and the military loves that stuff when you simplify those logistics. All right, but that's why CLP was created, and it works. It does work. Now, back to what I said earlier about the some of the Marine Corps armories. I'm convinced that they put some kind of solvent in there to mix it in. Not too much, so it's still mostly CLP. I don't know if it was like a, I don't know, 90% CLP, 10% solvent, but I'm telling you, the CLP that we used was definitely different from the commercial stuff. It had a sweet smell to it. All right, and but yeah, can't go wrong with CLP. All right, so I want to keep this video short. Any questions, comments, post them. I would love to hear them. All right, especially from you Marine Corps armorers or Army armorers or civilian armorers. All right, if you guys have any experience with CLP, you know, lubes, solvents, whatever works for you guys, I want to hear it. All right, I can always learn something from you guys. All right, if you guys like my video, like, subscribe, share it. All right, pass it on to your military friends, and I want to hear what they think about it. All right, everyone can always learn from each other. All right, especially on YouTube. All right, remember, you're only as smart as you want to be.